The NFL today is almost unrecognizable to a lot of us from generations that watched really great athletes hit each other like freight trains. Welcome back to Mickle Sports Unfiltered. We're going to talk about NFL football today. The National Football League is printing billions of dollars, but the product on the field is almost unrecognizable from a contact situation in many areas. The stadiums are packed and the TV deals are historic, but the soul of the game has been legislated out of existence. There are contact changes. There are a lot of rules and regulations which have just basically and fundamentally changed what the game is about. Defensive players are in a terrible position in today's rules. There seems to be no concern about offensive players lowering the head, running backs, quarterbacks who are able to sneak out extra yardage and do their little dance to the ground. But we all understand why that is. The NFL commissioner, the NFL owners, who are the puppet master for the commissioner, they want scoring. They want scoring and yardage and offense at any cost. Okay, that's a decision that you've made. What you have done is basically changed the way football is played. And being a football purist in my mind, someone who played the game at the high school level, someone who attempted to play the game at the college level and failed miserably, let me throw that in. But the game of football, let's stop and think about it. You have changed the quarterback position to the point where you have altered what football is. Now, I am fully in support of targeting. Targeting has no place. It's just a dirty play, and it's dumb. I don't think it's always intentional. It's just lack of fundamentals and lack of ability to really play the ball with your head up. I think the way that we have legislated the rules to protect the NFL quarterback has fundamentally altered the game. Now, you tell me, you put your comments on this. You have selected a player and to a subsequent less degree, a group of players and wide receivers who are to be protected at all costs. Why? It's not out of the owners and the commissioner's great concern for the players and the position, except for the fact that they know that a red-hot quarterback, when he is protected, can't be hit, will not be injured, generates the offensive game, the lighting up of the scoreboard that the owners and the commissioner want. Now, if you like that, I understand it. I get it. That's what you want. I hate it. I would much rather have the rules be equal across all players. I think if a player is a quarterback, has the ball, and can be hit, he should be hit. That goes against the owner and the commissioner's mentality of protect the yardage creator. Let's fundamentally change the game. Now, why do I say that? Do you think we didn't have good quarterbacks in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s? Well, of course we did. We had unbelievable quarterbacks. Quarterbacks who could run and quarterbacks who could throw, but also quarterbacks who could take a hit and play the game. I don't understand why that huge change to the game is acceptable today. It altered the way the game of football is played. It says, in relation to a quarterback, this guy has on a safety jersey. He's wearing safety yellow all the time. Do not go near him. Do not touch him. And if you do, you will get penalized or you'll get, a penalty. It throws you out of the game if it's egregious. I don't understand that. Wide receivers are paid to catch the football. If they come across the middle, they are paid to take punishment. That's the name of the game. Defensive players get paid to stop offenses. offenses get paid to score against defenses. To me, that is a very balanced and equitable world. 11 guys against 11 guys. Well, that's not the way it's done today. A prime offensive cog is protected. Everybody else, they just fall under the rules of collision, except for the wide receivers who are, to a great deal, protected more than ever. I'm not even so much against that. I just think some of it is ticky-tacky. The defense is always at a disadvantage because they don't know the play. They have to react to the offensive first start or first movement. The game is taken today out of balance. It is completely altered by having these two offensive mechanisms protected more than I think they need to be. So let's look at injury rate and injury baselines. The fact that you have gigantic, typically, and very fast and very athletic people playing a game of contact means there are going to be collisions. Collisions are a part of football. It can't be removed. It would be like taking contact out of a demolition derby. Then you just have a bunch of cars running around in a figure eight avoiding each other, which would be incredibly boring. But the league feels it is okay for contact and for injury rates based on contact to everyone else except the quarterback. So the league has said, once again, offense is all we care about. They want the red zone touchdown totals to be very high. They want the highlights to be high. I would tell you that if you look at research, some of the most watched, most admired videos are those from the 70s and 80s and 90s of big contact, of big hits on quarterbacks, on receivers, on running backs. It is what the league was founded on. I think we can make it reasonably safe without putting the yellow safety vest on the quarterback. Every single guy stepping onto the turf of an NFL stadium is fully aware of the risks and is fully aware of the massive payday for taking those risks. No one is drafting kids off the street at gunpoint and telling them they have to go play this game. This is not the Roman Colosseum and guards forcing Spartacus-like slaves to go to battle at NFL stadiums. These players understand the risk. They take it willingly. They take the glory, they take the money, and they take the accomplishment of their own free will and would never consider a 9-to-5 job or that type of world to replace it. This is who they are. This is what they've lived. It is their game. So let's take a deeper dive into injuries across the NFL. Cervical injuries, spinal injuries, and severe head injuries are down. And I think that is related to the outlawing of spearing and the teaching of heads up tackling, heads up contact. Except when it comes to running backs and receivers and anybody else on the offensive side, they can put their head down into a defensive player anytime they want, still today. Muscular, skeletal injuries are way up. Joint injuries are far up. And why? The contact, just the physics of the contact is more severe. Football is really tough on your neck, your shoulders, your hands, your wrists, your knees, your ankles, and sometimes your feet. It is because those joints have to take and absorb that punishment. It's what football is about. And again, the players on the field understand those risks. They understand the money, the accolades, all the positives from it. And they examine the risk and say, I'll take those other things and take those risks. No one forces people to play in the NFL. But there's one other thing to look at with injury, and that is playing surface. The NFL seems to be very hesitant to move toward grass surfaces. Now, in Phoenix, you got a sliding tray. You can send the grass outside to get water and to get sunlight and slide it back in and have a turf field. But in reality, owners want artificial turf because it is more durable and it allows their facilities to service more events. Truck races, motocross races, rodeos, things of that nature. That would be incredibly hard on a grass surface, almost undoable. And if you did it, you would certainly have to spend a lot more money on maintaining your real grass surface. That's just the truth. The owners and the commissioners are much more interested in revenue and in TV deals and in the ancillary things that come from social media and merchandising than they are with anything related to player safety, in my opinion. Yours may differ. Please feel free to share yours. That'll be fine. So you tell me, am I wrong? And let's see who watched a game before this decade, who watched a game when football was more violent and more collision oriented. And let's just see how this shakes out. To close out today's video, I would just like to say one thing. I do not want injuries to go up. I love the fact that spearing and fundamental coaching changes are avoiding or lessening those really severe head injuries. I think that's a really great thing. But I'd rather not be hypocritical about it. I'd rather just say, we are changing the game, not out of safety of the quarterback. We're changing the game because that quarterback is a revenue producer. We're just keeping the prima donna quarterback protected so he can throw for 4,000 or 5,000 yards. Again, I will tell you, we had really good quarterbacks in the 70s, 80s, and 90s who could also throw it, but would come out and play like a normal player. I personally would like to see more of that. I would like some lessening of putting the quarterback in this glass box. I would like the quarterback to take a little bit of the football reality in his position. These are my opinions. I would love to hear yours. I would love for our conversation to be mutually respectful. So, if you will, keep that in mind. But let me hear what you have to say about these views on professional football. And until we get back together in a couple of weeks, I hope everybody is safe. Please take care of yourselves. We'll see you again soon.